Take us through the changes there, Jamie.
Yeah, we've been struggling with the bat and probably top order, and pretty much the senior players have not fired. We've been patient and worked hard with them, but Ludeman and Cooper in particular from the top order, Cooper and the wicketkeeper Ludeman are out. Bring a couple of young blokes, Alex Carey and Jake Weatherald, who have been performing fantastically in club cricket. Giving a lot of credibility to club cricket. Those guys have just scored hundreds and a lot of runs, and then in our second 11 Futures Cup games they've excelled. So perfect timing. We need to win games, we need to try and improve our team, and that's what we've done. We've made those changes. Brought Gary Putland in as well for Nick Benton, who has a sick stomach, and he broke down on the weekend, which is unfortunate.
Expect Alex Carey to be given the remaining Shield games to find himself at Shield level?
Absolutely, yeah. I think him and Weatherall will be given every opportunity to find their feet and then be successful at this level.
So what do you think that means for Ludeman and Tom Cooper going forward?
I haven't really discussed their way back yet, but because it was only happened on the weekend, but they're going to have to do a lot of work, score a lot of runs in grade cricket. If they get opportunities in futures, they'll get their chance, and it'll rely on other people failing as well.
Have the Redbacks been in contact with Tim Payne?
No.
So you don't expect him to be coming to the Redbacks next season at all?
No, well, anything's possible over the off-season when you start contract negotiations, but Tim Ludeman has another year to run. Alex Carey's flying. We're very committed to putting our young players up for selection, and now two of them have got opportunities. If they fire, there's no need for anyone else. Love the look of Alex Carey.
How much pressure is on Joe Mennie to anchor the bowling attack now?
And Frank Worrell, I think he's outstanding. I think if he gets fit and firing and bowls as well as he can, he's the next Australian representative from South Australia, in my opinion. So we've got two guys that are outstanding. Joe Mennie's had a massive workload and got a lot of wickets this year for us. Does the job week in, week out. He just needs that support around Frank Worrell and whoever else comes into the side this week.
What is it about Worrell that's impressed you so much that you're making that big call?
Oh, he just has the ability to swing the ball both ways. He was the fastest bowler in the game we've just had, according to the speed gun, so that's another thing that stands out. 138s, swinging it both ways. What wouldn't you like about that?
Where do you sit? A lot of hype about the strikers, but at the end of the day, that's broken up your season, A, and B, it's just harder to win 4-day cricket than these 20-over gigs where it's over and you've a bit of luck and you're there.
Yeah, I think so, and one-day cricket's not far off that as well. I think that's where we sit. We were very competitive and up for the 50-over game, but we can't hold that for the 4-day game. So we've got to learn really quickly that we've got to sustain our performance and effort for the whole 4 days and put ourselves in the contest by day 4, which we haven't been able to do. We've been out of the contest by day 4 in the last 2 games. Not good enough. We're not scoring enough runs.
Does it undermine your position when there's talk about Tim Ludeman's being replaced or having Tim Payne come in from interstate? We're not to the end of the season. Does it undermine your position and Tim Ludeman's confidence?
Yeah, it's not ideal though. I think the news came out about the same time when Tim found out he was out of the team, and the news of Tim Payne being spoken to certainly would upset me. And we jumped straight on the phone to Tim and reassured him, or sent messages out to the boys that there's no way we're talking to Tim Payne or anyone else at this stage. But we've got to look at our list all the time. We'll look at that again very soon. We are now. Managers are all throwing their players around, so I think that's probably where it all came from. But certainly we're looking at Alex Carey as our next keeper at the moment. We've got Nielsen underneath that, who's a very good keeper, up-and-coming keeper in our futures team. He's just got to start scoring runs, and we're committed to our local boys. If we have holes in our stocks, then we'll certainly look around. But at the moment, I don't think we're keeping one of them.
You said you've got the talent here, but is the biggest disappointment now across the season the fact that your experienced players, you've had to drop them and they just haven't come to the party?
Yeah, well, I think Ferguson's our elite senior player, and he's proven that over time. The other guys have been very good workhorses for us and done really good jobs at times, but the consistency just isn't there at the moment. So we're not afraid to drop the senior players if they're not performing, especially after 7 games. So we'll give these young guys a chance and hopefully build a team around them.
Is Mark Cosgrove on notice as well?
Absolutely. All the players that aren't performing are on notice. We can't go through a season, averaging 25 or 30 as a senior player. That's just not on. But they're in the team to to hold us together, to win games for us, and that's, you know, averaging 45, 50 rather than 30. He knows he's got to do that.
Great.
Yeah.